This channel is very dog focused, as you can see. But today, we're gonna switch it up and talk about some cats. Good morning, YouTube. What's up, everybody? I hope you're safe and healthy and happy and doing okay. I am drowning in running shoes. Kind of a good problem to have though, because I got a lot of videos that I can make. And today we are getting to a shoe that I've had for a while. Didn't have a ton of time to run in it, but this week I have put it through its paces, and that is the Puma Deviate Nitro 2. The bottom of this is incredibly dirty. About 8 months ago, I did a first run impressions of the Puma Deviate Nitro 1, and I never made it to full review. But now, having run in these two shoes, I really see the differences here and the improvements they've made in the 2, and that's what we're gonna talk about today. Puma's not a brand that I run in frequently, and I would say they're kind of up and coming in the running scene. In the last year or so, they've made great improvements to their running shoes and sort of revamped the whole line. And I think that that's awesome. There's always space for more brands, new brands, brands that want to up their game in the running shoe space, because that just means more shoes for us. So before we get into all of the things that I think about the Puma Deviate Nitro 2, we're gonna watch the running footage. Come on, it's a run like hell video. You know that's part of the thing here. Let's go. Today, I do want to let you know that this shoe was sent to me by Puma. However, they're not going to see this video before you. They can't tell me what to say, and all of my opinions are always my own. Like always, we'll start with the upper of the shoe, and let me just say that it is a major improvement over the 1. We're still working with a breathable mesh upper here that is fairly lightweight. Definitely gonna have some air passing through that forefoot. But in the midfoot, they've also added some reinforcement, what they're calling power tape. And that's supposed to give the runner a little more stability, support, and durability. And if we go to the heel of the shoe, it's pretty sturdy. There's no pull tab, but there is a lot more padding around that heel. And that was one of the big complaints that people had about this shoe, the 1. It just didn't have enough comfort around that ankle collar. And as you can see, there is a very big difference here. And I feel that. I welcomed it. I loved it. While this tongue is similar in the Deviate 2, it's a little more padded and soft. It's gusseted still, so you're not missing anything there. And this upper, again, is just light years better. They really listened to what runners were saying and fixed it. And another thing that I think is much improved regarding the upper is the fit. I feel like I have a really nice, comfortable feel in the midfoot, but I also feel that in the forefoot, which is not something I felt in the previous version. I felt like my toes are kind of crammed in there, and while the sizing was a little bit off for me, I don't have that problem here. The sizing is good, and I feel like I have enough room in this toe box. Yeah, maybe they've bulked this upper up in some places, but I think that's what you want from a daily trainer. It's not a tempo day or a race day shoe. You want to be super aggressive and minimal. You want protection and comfort if you're gonna be wearing this for a lot of miles, and I loved it. I think turning the shoe this way, you have a pretty average amount of room, not too narrow, not too wide. And I didn't have any issues with hot spots, blisters, or irritation in this shoe. And again, I probably sound like a broken record, but this is a much improved upper than the first version, and I think more runners are going to want to try this shoe because of it. Not to mention, this colorway is the best colorway of 2022 that I've seen so far. All right, now down to the midsole, which we have a lot to talk about here. Puma has now incorporated Nitro Elite into the Deviate Nitro 2, which is a step above their standard Nitro foam. So you have that under the forefoot. It's that pink and orange layer that you see, and it kind of goes all the way into the heel as well. Now that white layer under the Nitro Elite is the Nitro foam that we liked in the Deviate Nitro 1. So you're getting two really good foams here. Not only that, but there is a carbon plate in this shoe. They call it their power plate. It's not as aggressive as a plate that you'd find in like a Next Percent or an Alpha Fly or any super shoe for that matter, but this does help you with toe off and just a smoother ride in general. I would also say that the plate helps with stability a bit. First things first out of the way here, Puma markets this shoe as max cushioning, and I want you to get that out of your head because I don't think in any way that this is a max cushion shoe. But this is a great cushion shoe nonetheless. I thought I liked the ride of the Deviate Nitro. I thought it was pretty good. This is great. What changed the game here for me, most likely, is the Nitro Elite foam in the forefoot. I have 14 miles in this shoe. I did 3 really easy runs, and then I did 7.5 miles yesterday, where I still ran easy, but did kind of incorporate some faster strides here and there just to see how the shoe would perform. I gathered the same feeling from each of my 3 runs, and that was that the Nitro Elite foam is soft, but not mushy soft, so get that out of your head. It's a protective feeling that has some life. You're gonna feel that energy return, but it's a bit on the firmer side. It kind of gives you the best of both worlds because you get a soft shoe, but you don't get a quicksand sinking in mush pie under your foot. So during the times that I was taking it easier on my runs, I felt like the shoe was comfortable and protective and what I would want to feel under my foot for a longer, just easy slog. But when I picked up the pace, I felt like the foam woke up a little bit. It was like, oh, here we are. And I think the carbon plate also helps aid with that, of course, but I think that they have a really good package here and combination of things that just works. Putting these two shoes on side by side makes the Deviate Nitro 1 feel a bit dead. Not necessarily a way that I would have categorized it before. Now with the Deviate Nitro 2, Puma can really contend with some shoes out there from bigger names. This is a major player for sure. Puma, I gotta say, I think you guys knocked it out of the park with this. Turning this very dirty shoe over, you'll see that we have lots of rubber here in the forefoot and we got some in the heel. This rubber is called Puma Grip and it is very, very solid. There wasn't a surface that caused me concern when wearing this shoe because I knew that it would dig in and keep me upright. That's what we want here. Upon first glance, I was like, that's kind of a lot of rubber and it's a bit stiff, but I didn't have any problems with it. I didn't feel that while I was running. All it did was its job. So we like that. Thank you, Puma. Jumping into price, the Deviate Nitro 2 is going to be $160 on Puma's website. A little bit of a high price tag, yes, but I mean, compared to the other shoes in this category, sort of on par with those. This is not a shoe that's available on runningwarehouse.com, but I will link the Puma link down in the description so you can check them out more easily if you want to pick up your own pair. There have been so many good shoes this year and it's going to be so hard to pick favorites, but I gotta say, this is gonna be a contender. I will certainly be wearing this shoe quite a bit going forward. I think it's the perfect combination for me personally, which is surprising because I do like very soft shoes, mushy in fact, if you will. And while this shoe is not that, it gives me something that I like. And I will make sure to get this to 50 miles because I really want to. Well, everyone, that concludes my first run impressions of the Puma Deviate Nitro 2. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe. And when we're done with all that, hit the notifications bell so you can find out every time I upload a new video. I mean, even the looks of this shoe were upgraded. I'll have another video for you next week, but in the meantime, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like heller. See you next time. I could literally just stare at this colorway all day long. It's probably not normal, but it's just so pretty. Well, I'm still staring at it. Gotta put it down now. Okay, that's enough.